Well, good afternoon. It's Sunday, the 23rd of June, Journal 88, T plus 82, 18 days as of today, 17 tomorrow. Today was a good day. We got to do a bunch of stuff after the home care nurse came and flushed my PICC lines, not the least of which was laundry. And that Leslie got taken care of. Then we had lunch and walked the mall and took a ride up into the hills above Duarte and Monrovia and Arcadia. There's lots to see up there. Some beautiful, beautiful homes. It was a really good day, which is unusual because usually about, I don't know, earlier in the course of the day, I start to ratchet up my anxiety about going to see the doc on clinic days. And that's been the case since I've been diagnosed, going back all the way to 2014, I guess. Just wondering what the blood work was going to tell us and where that was going to take us. And I think that's kind of a natural anxiety that you can't really eliminate altogether. Maybe some people can. I don't know. I haven't been that fortunate yet. And I really don't have anything to be that anxious about. I'm feeling pretty good. As you can tell from the video, my beard is actually starting to show signs of life. Seems really weird to me that the only thing that remained of that beard was my mustache. And if you're looking at it right now, it seems like it's crooked. It doesn't seem like it's altogether there on one side as opposed to the other, which is true. It seems to be growing faster on one side than the other. But all in all, I think I'm where I'm supposed to be at day 82. But that doesn't do anything for the anxiety. The anxiety is there regardless, and it kind of makes you nuts a little bit, especially when you're this close to going home. As crazy as it sounds, the hospital's only 15 minutes away by decree. I mean, I can't be more than 15 minutes away from the hospital. Well, there's a reason for that, because bad things can happen very quickly. And when they do, you got to get there in a hurry. And I know that statistically, we're talking about the fact that it's not likely that bad things are going to happen, or it's not as statistically relevant that bad things are going to happen after the 100 days. And in fact, it's probably statistically less probable that they're going to happen the further away from T+0 or T+1 I get. But that doesn't help you think that way. You still wonder, because again, all it takes is one rogue cell and then you're back trying to figure things out, or what it takes is one virus or one bacteria, and you're left trying to fight that with no real immune system. And the thought of trying to get from Simi to Duarte in the middle of rush hour traffic is not really exciting. Well, actually, it is exciting because the statistics are against it. It's going to be a 2-hour ride minimum. We've been stuck in it before, so we know that. And then you start wondering whether Browerman is going to be closed, where the VAD room in the clinic is taken care of, and you wind up having to go to the ETC, the Evaluation Treatment Center. So the anxiety about going home is there pretty much all the time now, and the anxiety about going back and forth to clinic is there. And let me give you an example of that. our daughter and son-in-law and two of our grandchildren live in Playa Vista. And in Playa Vista, where they live, they have concerts in the park. Um, Most of the time, they're at a park that's a little bit further away from where they live, but still in the same complex than the one that's literally right across the street from where they live. But there's a concert tonight, and it's the only one that's going to be held at that particular um, venue. And as we were talking to them, as Leslie and I were driving through the hills above Arcadia and Monrovia, thought to myself, God, I'd love to go. I mean, I would really, I love that kind of music. I love rock and roll music. I always will, I suppose. Um, I don't even know what the cover band is. Usually they're pretty good. They're really good, not pretty good. Usually they're outstanding. Like to see if I still remember how to dance. I don't think most people would appreciate somebody with surgical gloves, a mask, and a hoodie out there on the dance floor, as much as I would enjoy being out there. But all of a sudden, it occurred to us the complications involved in just doing something like that, something as normal as that. You know, you got to drive there. Going inside our kid's house is risky. You know, there are two little ones that live there, two little ones that are going to preschool. And while preschool tends to go ahead and help them build their immune system, it could quite literally kill me. So going inside the house is risky business. So that leaves you wondering what you're going to do about going to the bathroom. That's not the only question involved there. You got to figure out what you're going to eat. We live right now in what can only be considered a sterile environment. I mean, it's not hospital theater sterile, but the only people that are touching stuff in here that aren't wearing gloves and a mask and using disinfectant are Leslie and me. And we use disinfectant around here all the time. The thought of going into a porta potty is not exciting. As much as I'd like to eat off a food truck, I still can't eat out, and certainly not in that regard. Can't eat out like that. So the logistics of doing that are difficult and dangerous enough. And then the thought of being out there in the world with lots of people who are sneezing and coughing and exposed to bacteria and viruses. And Leslie and I very quickly have have discovered that we truly understand how Howie Mandel feels and how easy it is to become a germaphobe. So all of those things contribute to the anxiety of something that should be as joyful as going home. And I probably should keep that a secret. I probably should keep it to myself. But if there are people that are dealing with illnesses like mine, if there are people that are in the middle of treatment like I am, I think it's important that they know that they're not the only one. And I think that it's also important that even normal people recognize that a certain level of anxiety just comes with the territory, and you have to learn how to deal with it. You have to learn how to cope with it. In this particular instance, we weighed the possibilities in both directions of either going or not going, and pretty much decided that this close to going home, it just didn't make any sense. You know, the numbers just didn't tally up correctly. So I'll have more to share tomorrow when we talk about what the numbers were and where we are, you know, along this path of getting ready to pack up and head back to see me. Until then, stay well, take care, and enjoy. You know, one thing to live by is one of my favorite expressions. Anybody who knows me knows this is one of my favorite expressions, and that is that just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're out to get you. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean that bad things can't happen. Maybe that's a good life lesson to keep in mind. And you don't have to necessarily play it safe, but you need to be safe while you're playing it. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.